Welcome to Evilive, the live media commentary show that answers the question, does having a panel of your peers making fun of you feel bad? I actually know the answer to that. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, because today we are reviewing What We Do in the Shadows, Season 5, Episode 8, The Roast. What'd you think?
This was a fucking good one. I thought it was hilarious. Okay, sorry. I guess not so much that it was hilarious, but it was a roller coaster of storytelling.
Yeah.
It kept going to places I was not expecting.
Yeah, that's fair. The whole time I was just like, why are we doing this? The roast thing I thought was the strangest aspect of it. Like, you're trying to cheer him up by making fun of him.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds
was
like
he
what you
ever
do.
like into like jokes, like self-effacing humor? Like I can't remember him being like into that stuff at all.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so this is directed by Tig Fong, Sarah Neftelis, and Lauren Wells wrote it, and it premiered August 24. So, I mean, the whole premise is Laszlo has just been sort of zoning out on the couch, and everyone's freaking out about it.
Yeah, presumably he's depressed, and everybody is the reason why he's depressed. So, of course, all of them are so concerned about, getting him in a better mood.
I did think it was very funny when she was like, we've only done it like 7 times in the past week. And Nandor comes in, and we've only done it twice.
Yeah. Oh.
It's like, you scamps.
Right.
I love you guys. So funny. And then like the whole thing, well, we got to cheer him up. We got to make him happy. We got to bust him out of this funk so we can all keep fucking or something. Because that's the only thing that drives this dude, apparently. It's like, I know, let's do a roast. And the premise of a roast, I think, is amazing. I love roasts. I think they're really, really fun. But these are not joke writers. These are vampires. They're not funny. I mean, they're funny because of situations and stuff, but they're not individually comedian vampires. And so all of the jokes that they're giving, I know they're intentionally supposed to be bad, and that's what's funny about them. They're just so bad that I'm just like, fuck me. Like, this is...
I don't know, man. Fucking Nandor, he was pretty good. Jeez. Like, those were such terrible jokes. I loved it.
Yeah, this is a lot like speed dating, Chris. Yeah, I don't know. The roast itself didn't really land for me. What I did enjoy about it was that I don't know if the guide was actually being accidentally dropping truth bombs here, because she's been on the outs with everyone, even though she's doing her best to sort of ingratiate her way into this clique. And they keep keeping her out. So do you think she did honestly just let it slip? Because she seemed pretty clear, like, nope, he killed you.
See, and that's the hard thing with her, because I don't know. Like, she does do stupid shit, like let stupid shit slip. But it's like, fuck, I really don't know if it was an accident or if she was like, I'm going to stir the shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't tell. And that's, I think what bothers me more than anything about this whole setup is that I want to know that she was fucking with them on purpose, because she's pissed. Like, she feels like she should be a part of this group by now, and she's not. And so she's going to get back at him. But I don't think that's it. I think it is just a stupid, like, she just spilled the beans for literally no reason, unprompted, out of nowhere. But anytime we get to see Baronoff and Oz, I'm okay. He's cool.
No, and he was definitely the shining beacon of this episode.
Yeah. So ultimately, he takes over the roast and just calls out Guillermo for being the vampire hunter and killer that he is.
But before that, he calls everybody fucking softies.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, he's right.
Yeah.
I mean, I like that how this episode closes. He's like, but I am also softy. Like,
yeah. It's like, I understand where he's coming from, man. I have recently, like, past few years, gone through the same thing. Like, I'm still young and spry, and I'll fucking punch someone in the face. No, I'm not. I'll be soft at home with my Crocs and my sweatpants.
That's how I felt after Man Camp, where my nephews were like big, strong, tough guys moving logs, and I was like,
fuck them.
Fuck me.
Jesus Christ.
I really am old.
lifting that log, and I'm like, I mean, yeah, it's just a piece of wood. It can't be that heavy. And then watching everything else, like, huh, God, I am not a man. Holy shit.
I like wrap my arms around that thing. I'm like, all right, lift together. And then I like got about, I don't know, 2 inches before my hernia kicked in. I was like, nope, I am not going to strain myself because I don't want a ball popping out. I don't want my insides popping out. Like, something bad is going to happen if I keep this up.
Yeah. I mean, it would have been okay because I brought gloves, so I'd be able to pop your intestines back in your butthole, so we're good. I got you.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having my butthole. I don't know how we got onto that, but yeah, you thought you were tough once, like the Baron did, and he thinks all these vampires are all soft living in Staten Island, and they are a bunch of. They're used to normal, mundane suburban life now, and that's just what it is. That's the whole point. Yeah. And then he sort of calls out, of course, Guillermo, and then he starts chasing him down, Benny Hill style, all over.
Oh yeah, absolutely Benny Hill style.
Just ridiculous. It reminded me of like those. Remember the beginning of Sesame Street where they'd like run behind one tree stump and then come out another tree stump. It was like Scooby-Doo did it a lot too.
Yeah.
Like that whole Benny Hill thing. I was just waiting for stuff like that to happen, which I was surprised it didn't.
Yeah, I was definitely expecting like it to speed up a lot and have that goofy Benny Hill music.
Yeah.
That's okay. It didn't happen.
It's probably for the best that it didn't, but in my head.
I think it's funny right now, but if I would have saw it, I don't know how funny I would have thought it was.
Yeah. And so he's ultimately condemning and trying to murder him because, for obvious reasons, he was almost murdered by him. Yeah. And so I'm 100% behind all of this. It all makes perfect logical sense up until the point where everyone captures the Baron and sits them across from each other, and Nandor goes to get... I can't remember what he went to get. Like,
he went to go get blood.
Blood?
Yeah, he was grabbing drinks for everybody.
Okay, yeah. So he's going to get drinks, and then Guillermo's like, "I'm a vampire," and the Baron was like, "That's a good get." like that's probably my favorite line actually my second favorite line in the whole episode. He's just like, "Go Nandor, you got a Van Helsing. All right, I gotta can give him congratulations when he gets back here." He's like, "No, you can't tell him. You can't tell him. I didn't do it." And they made such a big deal about how Nandor will murder him and then kill himself and maybe even murder everyone else once he finds out. And everyone's terrified of it. But everyone knows.
Robinson.
What's that?
Except for Colin Robinson. He just kind of like, yeah, I don't care what happens.
He's great. I love that he's like, I had this dream about being a baby. And Laszlo was my father. Like, no, that happened.
Yes.
That really happened. That was the thing. Yeah, and so then he realizes he's a vampire and everything's forgiven. Oh, it's all good. Everything's great now. That's fine. Mm-hmm. And then
the little takes him aside. He's like, "Look, I'm really rooting for you, but you're probably dead."
Really stupid.
It's like quite the turn.
And then we get the door opening part 2 with the fucking Baron going up in flames. And Guillermo running away, which then prompts this second attempt at murdering Guillermo. And Laszlo's like, he's sitting in the wank shack.
Yes. Is in the tool shed having a wank. And everybody's like, well, at least he went out the way he enjoyed life. In the shed having a wank.
Doing like, what he loved.
That's a good way to go, I think.
I mean, if I got to go, give me 2 seconds and I'll start working on it. Give me a little heads up, and I'll try. I don't know how far I'll get, but could probably get 1 or 2 out.
I mean, it depends on how hydrated you are and how much rest you got the day before.
That's true.
Yeah, I love that when he brings him in, he just sets him down, he's dead, and he just looks all fucking nasty. And that's when Laszlo snaps out of it for 2 seconds, comes back with a knife, and fucking starts gutting him.
Oh, man.
And he just starts pulling out an egg sack, a fucking baby, blah, blah, blah. And Nandor's like, I don't know if he has skills. I've never asked.
That's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Nandor's just always so stupid.
Yeah, but it's funny. Like, as somebody who used to eviscerate people left and right and murder them brutally, you think you'd understand organs.
Yeah. You'd understand human beings. Like
Mhm.
that's just so strange. But I do love the little creepy babies
Yeah.
that are like coming out. Ugh. And then I just got a flashback of the previous episode, and it just sort of giving me the heebie-jeebies with all those little hybrids running around.
Yeah.
But I love the idea that one of the hybrids grew up into like a facsimile of him. Like,
Mhm.
of course it would. Yeah, it's they're his kids.
Yeah, it did make me think about what's going to happen at the rest home.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Because they're gonna be shitting out little babies.
Mhm.
Ugh. Ugh.
And they're just going to have a bunch of clones of Gizmo walking around, I guess. Yeah.
Slimy fish gizmos everywhere. Ugh. All horny and trying to get it on with old people.
Hey, old people need
Actually,
love
I'd
too.
watch that. I think
Yeah.
that would be very funny. It would be like a dark porno version of Gremlins or something.
Yeah.
I'm there for it. All right, I'll buy a ticket. So, and that's kind of like, this is so strange because the whole setup of these shows is very, very simplistic that we've been reviewing today. But that's kind of it. Like the whole thing is trying to get Nandor out of his funk, and then Guillermo and the Baron
Laszlo.
get into it. I'm sorry, Laszlo, thank you. And then ultimately going right back to Laszlo and him just being like, I've figured it out. I'm gonna,
And hey, you know
arrange
what?
it by
I've been
author.
there, man. That is some important shit to decide how you're going to organize your library. I get
I've
it.
never tried to tackle that ever.
Oh man,
It just
it's.
seems too difficult for me.
I mean, God, just doing my Star Wars collection was a feat.
So how do you do it? Do you do it timeline? Are you doing it by author? Okay.
Timeline.
That makes sense.
Specifically with Star Wars, like
Yeah.
anything else, it's by author.
Yeah, that's how I traditionally do it, is by author. But then once I get into like occult books, then that's a section. And so I just start putting in occult books. And then I'm like, well, wait a second. Which ones do I want next to each other? Because I don't want the Golden Dawn next to like the Standard Bible. So I need to like figure out some way of padding between them, which books go between them. And I'm just like, fuck it. No one sees this shit. I don't give a fuck. I'm wasting my time trying to figure this shit out. It just becomes a big nightmare. But okay, big credit, hats off to Laszlo for sitting there for like a week figuring it out.
It was 3 weeks.
Fucking week.
3 weeks he was trying to figure out how to organize, and you know what? That's some determination.
And he closes out. Time well spent to me.
Yeah.
All right, good on you, man. I dig it.
But the best part of all of this was when the Baron finally came to terms with becoming a softie. Because we get the setup of him walking around his neighborhood with the hellhound, and nobody's scared of him anymore. And then he's like, I got all these baby Guillermos, and now people are scared of me once more. This is great. So then you just see him and oh my god, what's his name? The creature.
The main vampire guy?
No. The fucking gargoyle dude that hangs out with him, his roommate.
Yeah, isn't that the main vampire, like the original vampire?
Yeah, but I don't remember. Anyways, so it's funny because he talks about how they're growing apart and all this shit, but how the baby Guillermos are helping, and then you see them playing around with them, and then one of them just randomly dies and he throws it down the toilet. It's so fucking funny.
I love this show. It brings me so much joy. Even a bad episode's a good episode.
Right? It's still one that at the end you're like, yeah, I'm glad I watched that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's kind of it. I mean, Nandor goes to sleep and he finds Guillermo in there.
Did you make a fart in here? Yes, master, I made a fart in there. Because that was the big reveal. He was finally going to come out to Nandor, and Nandor knew, and he's shitting himself, and Nandor just thought it was a fart.
I did not put that together until you just told me it.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, that was the thing. Like, he had that, like, you could tell he was going to say something. He said he had to tell him something, and Nandor just gets all serious and is like, you can't keep secrets from me. I know you. Draws it out a little bit, and then, you made a fart in here, didn't you? Yes, master.
My God. Yes, master, I did. It was great. I love it. I can't wait to see the result of him telling him.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see it.
Yeah,
so
because
goddamn
we're
bad.
close. We are real fucking close. We got, what, 2 episodes left?
Yeah.
So we're going to see it soon.
Do you think they're going to do the reveal this season? Or do you think they're going to cliffhanger it?
Ooh, I hadn't really thought about that. I figured that would be how it ended, but...
I could see a cliffhanger where he's telling him, and we just see a facial reaction, and then it cuts to credits. I could totally see that.
I could see that, definitely.
Because that's what they did when they were all going to England.
Mm-hmm.
And they sort of split each other up and just sort of stopped it. So,
yeah.
I don't want them to. I want to see the results of it. And it would be a nice sort of bookend to this season. But I don't, whatever story they want to tell, I'll watch. I don't care.
Yeah, definitely.
I enjoy it. All right, what was your favorite part of this?
Definitely Baronoff Nod walking around with the Guillermo frog babies. Like, just that, like, that's so awesome.
Those things are so weird looking. Just
it's so
fucking
creepy.
Weird. It does make me wish I was creative enough to figure out how to make these things. Because every episode, there's something where I'm like, I want that. I need that on my wall. Or I need a stuffed animal. I'd put that on my computer desk. Or, just something. And I can't help it. It's just like everything about this set design and about the costume design and about everything is just so good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it kills me.
Yeah, one of these days we're going to make our hats. I swear to God we will.
Oh, yeah. I forgot all about that. Yeah, we got to live stream some of that.
Fuck yeah.
I don't know how long it'll take, but yeah, my favorite part was the sex joke at the very beginning. It's just like, you guys. Funny. It's so great. You only did it twice with me. Did you have a least favorite part?
No.
Mine was the roast. I just wanted to be funny, and I didn't think it was.
Fair.
I'm a stupid butthole, but it bugged me. I wanted to laugh. I mean, I did laugh, but not for the right reasons. Anyway, that's all I got. Anything else you wanted to cover?
No, man, we got it.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for tuning in. As always, like it or not, evil spelled backwards is live, and I can speak languages and words. So get out there and be evil.
And learn to speak.
It's helpful. I haven't done it yet, but someday.
Someday.